Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing a Graey Mega Collection 4 with def_k, TetStyle, and mockingjay. Opening pack, I see Village Baker. I'm going to keep taking Village Baker really highly. This card is incredible. It's a feeding, this plus any oven is a feeding engine unto itself. Yep, I think it's the best card by quite a bit. Homekeeper, Giant Caregiver, wheeling any of those three seem fine. I could keep an eye out for a day labor combo because I might just get Undergardener back. Lemon Trader with Village Baker is not really a thing because I don't have a great source of grain. I want my grain mostly to be going to food and points, not to building resources. So, but I have a feeling I'll get one of these two back. I think people don't take them as high as they should in general. Nutrition expert. A set comprised of an animal of any type, a grain, and a vegetable for 5 food and 2 bonus points. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good, although I'd really want a better source of grain, but that seems like a good effect. Do I want clay cellar? Probably not. Oh, maybe. Do I want business tutor? So business tutor is kind of funny with village baker because it's an occupation to play two more to play like net plus one occupation, which that kind of effect is not really that good with village baker, where I'd rather discard two of those for grain most of the time. So I think I'm not taking business tutor here. I could take some I could just take Studmaster. Studmaster is a solid card. But I kind of want to take I want to take nutrition expert here. There's some good cards that I could still open that would work really well with nutrition expert. One of which is Barbarian. Does Village Baker work if you don't already have game grain to bake? Yes, yes. Village Baker is incredible. Um, yeah, Barbarian looks like the pick to me. And then the goal is to get a source of vegetable. So if I wheel that day labor veggie card, I can play that barbarian and nutrition expert, and then every 2 rounds I'm getting I have to take day labor, but then I get 7 food and 2 bonus points every 2 actions, which is a lot of work to only have 3 played cards, but it's doable. Bullfighter is also an option with nutrition expert, but I like this. I like the idea of this barbarian here. So if I am going to do something like the barbarian line, then the problem with that is then I don't get to play that many miners. Merchant kind of lets me play a bunch of miners late if I want to, but I think Ironclad is a better card here. So I think I'm going to take Ironclad. Ooh, so we did not wheel the veggie from Day Labor card. That's too bad. Do I want Giant or do I want Caregiver? I guess Caregiver. Is that right? Do I want Caregiver? There was the only child in the draft, so having 3 family members is worth something. So maybe Caregiver is good because of that. Or do I want to double the animals I get from Giant? That would be the other way to look at this. I think I take Caregiver. Um, so I guess I take Profit here if I have the idea of playing Caregiver. Then a card like Profit is pretty good. I feel like Clay Seller went way too late out of that pack. Clay Seller was probably should have gone a lot higher. So I don't have a way to get vegetables early, but I can. What I can do is try to like soup up the veggie space that I want to take it, or the other plan here is focus stage 1 and 2 on getting fields open such that I can sow a couple vegetable fields and then play nutrition expert in 10 or whatever and then convert every round the rest of the way, something like that. Yeah, so I could take only child here. Ooh, is wholesaler worth it? Um, hmm. Getting 2 vegetables at once might actually be worth it, especially if vegetable flips in 9. The ability to play wholesale in advance, take 2 vegetables, and then sow 2 vegetables might actually be very relevant. Only child seems great with caregiver, but wholesaler might actually solve a problem that this hand could have if I don't get a source of vegetables. Artist Garden is a fantastic card to pick up here. Oh man, if I could wheel rats, Harvest Garden wheel rats would be amazing. But yeah, easy, easy, easy Artist Garden here. And if I could get if I could get rats back, that would be great. Scrapyard Plow could be good to come back as well, since I don't want to play that many improvements in the early game. Is Boar Trap a thing with Nutrition Expert? I don't think so. I can get the grain and animal reasonably easily with Barbarian. I have kind of a um I can wheel weekly market, and I think I probably would be pretty happy to take weekly market. I'm not totally sure how weekly market fits because I don't start getting grain from Barbarian until round 5. So weekly market probably doesn't get me vegetables early, but it might be a solid option to play later in the game. Um, I'm trying to just okay. So I think there's a slight question of whether I play cookies or not because I'm probably doing a 3-room hand. And I don't know if I'm actually baking that many grain, especially if I wheel weekly market. So then I'm looking at ceramics, and it's a similar question: is I don't know if I'm actually baking that much grain. Ceramics would be the easy pick with Village Baker, but with Barbarian, is it the pick? Barbarian Nutrition Expert is the pick. Do I need an effect of something like Scythe to just make a ton of crops? I think ceramics is probably the pick anyways. Over cookies, yeah. And I get weekly market back. Yeah, something like green pepper patch looks okay, although it is worse given that it turns off Barbarian. So a card like Pumpkin Seed Oil is pretty decent actually with Nutrition Expert. The reason being is that if I'm trying to feed almost entirely off Nutrition Expert, I'm not that incentivized to make a cooking hearth, but pumpkin seed oil gives me the conversion of a cooking hearth without actually having to build one. I mean, I think green pepper patch is the pick. Sowing up one vegetable and getting two extra vegetables onto this is pretty good, especially with Artist Garden. Because with Artist Garden, once you start harvesting vegetables, you can really clear it off really quickly. Okay, and then I get Acreage here, which seems incredible. Village School, I like Village School, and it seems like throwing away cards could be good with Barbarian. But I think I have to take Acreage. I'm taking Acreage over Artichoke Field. Yes. Paying a wood for a point is not the kind of effect I'm looking for. I'm looking for really cheap stuff that I don't have to spend building resources on. So actually, I kind of wish I had Merchant. Playing Artist Garden or playing like Acreage and Green Pepper Patch together on Family Growth to turn off Barbarian. That's something I would do. Yeah. Maybe I dump Barbarian. Maybe I just dump Barbarian and get Acreage 2 grain fields down in stage 1 with Acreage. Play play whatever. Play maybe Nutrition Expert. Take grain twice. Play Acreage. Sow 2 grain fields. And yeah, with Boar Trap, that's maybe an option. Supply Exchange is a decent card with Barbarian. Passing Miners are good with Barbarian. Maybe I just am giving up on Barbarian. Maybe the Acreage says give up on Barbarian, like don't worry about it. And then I could take Boar Trap, and then I'm getting a Boar when I take Grain. But I mean, I'm planning to take Grain early in the game, right? Before Boar Trap is in play, most of the time. I don't have a way to hold the boar is the big problem. Yeah, I'll take Supply Exchange here. And then I think this is weekly market. Yeah. This is really, there's definitely a Nur hand with like cookies and getting like food from sheep. But I want to play into Nutrition Expert. I'm not sure I quite got there. Like I'm not sure I quite have the right support for Nutrition Expert, but so the big question with Nutrition Expert is once you have it in play, do you have to keep using actions to activate it? Like the dream is you do some setup, then you play Nutrition Expert, and then you're breeding enough animals and harvesting enough crops that you like don't have to worry about it too much. Did I get there? I may have. The minor fields are nice. I wish I had a better source of grain, because the minor fields don't really work with Barbarian. Yeah, there's kind of two lines I could go here. Am I playing Cherry Orchard here? I guess maybe. So there's kind of two lines here. One is go for the first room and then set up the Nutrition Expert after and have Barbarian as my only card in play for a little bit. Because none of these cards really need to be played stage 1. None of these really need to be played stage 1. Or the other line is set up the Acreage, get grain in the ground stage 1. The advantage of that is weekly market. The advantage of doing the Acreage line is weekly market, because then I get to play weekly market in stage 3 and still have a ton of grain and vegetables. But if I do the Barbarian line and try to push for growth, then I can play Acreage on Family Growth, for example, and maybe sow in round 7. try to set up that situation. Pumpkin farmer. In the future, whenever you play an hockey, pay a food to receive a vegetable. Okay. Yeah, I think given wholesaler and artist garden and green pepper patch, I think I do push for the first room. The problem with pushing for the first room is that I really want Barbarian in play, but then I also might be in a position where I need to play miners. So like Barbarian really needs to be my only occupation for a bit, so that I can play 2 miners and keep Barbarian online. But that means I really don't want to play any miners in stage 1. So I'm kind of dependent on these guys giving me the actions I want. Mockingjay took Undergardener. So Mockingjay probably not going to start player. Not when you have day labor, get a vegetable. Whoa. Does Def have Educator? That's what that day labor action makes me think, is that Def has Educator, but he first picked Pumpkin Farmer, so obviously not. Many veggies in this game, yes. Many veggies, indeed. I think I'm just going to take a read. I really do not want to start player. Oh, I could plow a field. Oh, man. If I don't get a read action next round, I'm going to regret not taking one read. But plowing a field means I can collect 3 grain out of Barbarian, and so 2 on the acreage, 1 on the grain field. So that's the thing. Parquet setter plus pumpkin farmer. So Def's gonna plow a field. So I wonder what if Def got a great vegetable payoff. Like I wonder if Def first picked prize squash or something. So Mockingjay might read stone food. I read stone food or 3 wood, whichever I get. I guess if I don't get any read, there is a line where I transition into holding animals. All right, good. Herdsman. So we've got Undergardener plus Herdsman together. So Mockingjay was probably drafting as if Nutrition Expert would come back, and it didn't. Um, yeah. I mean, the one nice thing is that Def is normally sitting with Def in front of me, and with Def being start player round 1, I was definitely afraid of not having any chance to get room parts. But Def is obviously on a very different line here, very different opening, so that works out okay. And the fireplace is available. If I take 2 clay here, I give myself a much better action with my first move next round. I might get Reedstone Food into 3 wood next round. Because if Mockingjay doesn't build the fireplace with sheep in round 2, I'll build the fireplace. And then I'm just going down a Nur line, which I can afford to do. It would mean I give up a bit of points from Nutrition Expert, but that's fine. I could still easily get 6 points out of Nutrition Expert, play it in 11 with a 2-room line. Yeah, Mockingjay should probably build a fireplace here, right? Yeah. So then I get 4 wood. Ralocran, I would be proud of you. I played my first game on Play-agricola last night. Oh, awesome! Cool. I'm surprised to hear that was your first ever, but that's really awesome. Great to hear. I hope you had fun, and yeah, I hope people were nice. I mean, yeah. You always have really like useful comments and stuff in chat, so I would imagine it went well. I hope it did. So start player supply exchange for me, I think, and then I play Barbarian, cheap Ock round 4. And then I'm in a position to build the first room. Although with cut willows, TetStyle could build in front of me. I guess I could consider first move build because then I can second move expensive Ock Barbarian. But you know what? I think I'm pretty okay with Barbarian into a 4 food action. I think I'm totally okay with Barbarian into a 4 food action. I promise I'll probably play for with her sometime in 2021 on the 2020 charity stream. That's funny. Build into Ock? No, I don't feel any pressure to build here. Since I'm start player, someone else has to start player to beat me to the build room space in round 5. So if TetStyle wants to first move build, go for it. I'm happy to do build into something else. There we go. I get Barbarian into build. That works. And in fact, I'll take 4 food if it's there. Because if Tet wants to... Tet's not going to build. Tet's going to take wood. I'm pretty sure Tet's going to... Well, Tet might build here. Tet might build here. But I think the 4 food is actually pretty important for making my end of stage 2 easy. I also really don't want to be in a position to have to sit on start player if it's a late family growth game. TetStyle has Axe. If Tet has Axe, then, you know, Tet start player's Axe. And I'm okay with that. The ass kicker, though, is I got second 55 to 54 versus Wallfly, non sequitur, and PT, and the game didn't record. What? That's weird. That's really weird. That's weird. Hmm. You couldn't post scores. Yeah. Sometimes, so Wallfly, like sometimes Wallfly seems to have technical issues that seem to be relatively unique to Wallfly. Like other people don't report the same issues. So sometimes I do wonder if Wallfly plays so many games that she just encounters user error like at the same rate as everyone else. It just she notices it more often. Like it's possible that someone clicked the do not record button by accident, for example. Beautiful. Tet choosing not to build here is beautiful. It means I get to build in 5. Build the first room in 5. This is perfect. This is an amazing start. This is actually a really amazing start. This is an amazing start. The fact that I have 5 food already, oh man, this is looking great. This is looking absolutely fantastic. Five Rimstone has chief game and now it is lost to the world. Oh, too bad. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, as X-Ben9 says, gotta play another. So Mockingjay might read Stone Food, in which case I'll take 4 wood. If Mockingjay doesn't, though, Mockingjay takes the 4 wood. I take 3 wood. I think I want to have the wood to play Green Pepper Patch. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to take 4 wood here. Now I can also stay. Taking wood is also important for stable blocking in 6, preventing TetStyle from being able to start player into build. But not that that would happen now that Mockingjay has the room. But that's probably something I should generally be more aware of, especially on Board Game Arena. The stable not being able to stable block or being able to stable block has factored in more importantly, because I think just people are maybe a little not looser around the family growth queue, but just that I think jumping in the family growth queue is a pretty strong thing to do in that format in particular. Whereas in this, jumping in the family growth queue is like if you have someone like Def doing what Def's doing, then it doesn't seem as important to jump in. So Lemon Trader. So here we go. So here's one of the pieces that Def's gonna turn his vegetables into reed and other things. And TetStyle playing Parvenu First Occupation for 6 reed. Okay, that's a lot of reed. That's a lot of reed. Def's on Homekeeper here. I think given Lemon Trader, Def still might build a room, but you can build a room and do the fencing thing. That's true, Mike. So yeah, we could see it. Plus G here. I think I just first move start player. I think there's like no reason for me to play risky here. Go ahead and start player Acreage, and then I can decide on Green Pepper Patch or Cherry Orchard on Family Growth. If I'm gonna sow in 7, Cherry Orchard's the pick. Def got 5 sheep. Yeah. Yeah. Getting the 5 sheep is nice because now he can really turn his vegetables into other stuff. Did Mockingjay get 6 wood? Is that why Mockingjay left the sheep? Yeah, Mockingjay got 6 wood. Second move here. I could play Wholesaler. No. I could play Wholesaler if I eat a raw grain. That wouldn't be the worst thing to do. Certainly my round 7 is growth into sow. Pick up another grain from Barbarian. Yeah, I guess if I don't play a card here, then I get to collect Barbarian in round 8. But probably then I start playing more cards in round 8, most likely. Because I'll want to get my Artist Garden in play. With Cherry also would, yes. So playing Cherry is like a 2 wood, 1 vegetable miner here for me. Yeah. Is there a reason to take something else like Reedstone Food or 2 stone? Taking 2 stone to keep somebody else from getting stoned? I'm also thinking about this Ironclad a little bit. That stone can be turned into animals. Maybe I just take 3 wood. The nutrition expert is a lot more efficient if I have breeding pairs on my farm. So I think taking 3 wood is fine. 3 or fewer. No, I don't turn it off if I play Cherry Orchard. I get to collect the sheep in round 8. Wonder which major TetStyle is interested in. I wonder. I wonder if Def picked up the village school. Village school plus lemon trader, like being able to get 3. Bell founder, fun, fun. I miss this bell founder was in the draft. So Def gets to turn a vegetable into 1 clay, and then turn that clay into a point. So he turns his vegetables into a point and a resource. Fun. TetStyle has Homekeeper, you think? We'll see. Yeah, nice setup here by Def. That each of his vegetables are a point and a thing, so nice. Ooh. Hey Joe, Happy New Year. Technically still New Year's Eve here. But yes, Happy New Year. So Mockingjay maybe builds and day labors. TetStyle doesn't have to take anything yet. TetStyle has popcorn. Okay, so it's actually not the BMW. TetStyle's gonna build an oven second action. Probably Renault Stone Oven, I would guess. Second action. Maybe Renault Clay Oven. No, can't Clay Oven. Renault Clay Oven. Would have to be Renault Stone Oven. Mockingjay, Day Labors. Day Labor first move for Mockingjay is a bit weird because this seems like such an obvious move for me. But maybe Mockingjay figured he needs that move either way. Feed 5. And grab a sheep round 8. Nice popcorn, yeah. So are we just like Def Tet and I? Does TetStyle also have? Does TetStyle have cookies? And we all have ways to turn crops into bonus points. That'd be kind of funny. Might make caregiver a lot worse if I can't use if I can't use plow sow and sow bake are super contested because all of us are trying to turn crops into points. Mockingjay letting Def build here is a bad sign. Um, yeah, it's bad for the table because Def doing all this setup. Mockingjay has done less setup than Def. Mockingjay should make sure Def does not grow. That should be a goal of that should be like Mockingjay should be growing and isn't, unfortunately. Tet's building the clay oven here. So then Mockingjay might take the 3 stone. So there is a world where I get 6 wood. 6 wood would be great because then I could fence in stage 3 and get some animals breeding and maybe play expert in 4 or something. Not stage 4. So I get a vegetable in the round 11 harvest from the cherry orchard. So I can use that for the vegetable in 12. Wholesale nutrition expert vegetable in 12. I guess I'll see what action I get here. I either get 4 stone or 6 wood, and both of those are fantastic. That's the one with village school. Okay. Village school plus cut willows. Wood stuff is really cheap. Mockingjay, another 6 wood action. Mockingjay trying to grow. I think I'd take the 4 stone here. I can build the stone oven. I can build the well. I'll build one of them. I could build both. I could build both. Build both, or I use them as stone for ironclad. That's an option as well. Yeah, you know what? Boar didn't flip here, so maybe using them as stone for ironclad is my plan. Fence here, fence here, and play ironclad next round. Get some boar breeding. Yeah, fence 7, collect a sheep in round 9. The only problem with that is I go into round 9 with 0 food with which to play ironclad. And if I want to get the second sheep from Barbarian, I can't build the stone oven this round. There is a 4 food action. Like, I can take a 4 food action here, which kind of feels bad. Feels off topic, off task of what I'm trying to do. If Mockingjay fences here, that would be pretty bad for me. I definitely want a fence here. No, Mockingjay is going to sow. So fence is uncontested, so but the 4 food action's coming back either way. So fence 7, and then I don't get to play green pepper patch next round, but I harvest a wood in the next harvest to play green pepper patch with, and this has the big advantage of getting crops going. So I'm behind on my vegetables, but I'm way ahead on grain and animals. And I have a couple ways to get animals, so I could do 4 reed build. I'd be starving if I did that, Mike. I think that's not a good line because I think I'd be if the stone oven if major minor if major minor gets built with the first action, like taken with the first action, I think I'd be in a lot of trouble. I agree that jumping def like slowing down def would be good. I agree that that would be desirable. Do I have to pay a wood for this? No, the stable's free. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Plus H, round 9. I think the fourth room takes me way off of nutrition expert, and I think this game is really like the way that I'm wanting to feed the rest of the way is really off of nutrition expert. So Tet wants to sow bake, and that field placement tells me that Tet's the one with Homekeeper. Mockingjay start player Dormer. Okay, so Mockingjay is going to build a couple rooms. So do I play Ironclad here, or do I take 4 wood? I think I can take 4 wood. I can play Ironclad on expensive Ock. I'm also wondering about feeding, because Nutrition Expert's the start of the round, so I probably do want to build the stone oven. So I think I just go ahead and stone oven here to cover myself for this harvest. Is that right? Maybe just bake 1. Stone oven and only bake 1. Uh, yeah, just bake 1. Yeah, because I play Nutrition Expert next. I play Ironclad here, Nutrition Expert next round. So then I'm gonna take wood with one of my moves. Yeah, this seems right. Grow to 4 with them on 2-3-2 just wins if you manage to feed. Is that true? I don't know if that's universally true this game because of late family growth. Especially when I have to I guess I don't have to play Caregiver. I was thinking, like, especially with Caregiver, but maybe, yeah, maybe that's not the case. Oh, one thing to note is I can play the round 12 action, then play Caregiver, and then get the move back. That's another thing that I didn't talk about. That's a thing that I'm allowed to do. Seems like I might let the wood accumulate so that I can take 6 wood next round. So free stable here, and then 3 stone. Do I want to keep a single stone? Nope. I think I'm okay with converting all my stone into boar. Tet's got Hoarder. So last action for me, take 4 wood. I could go for the free pottery, I guess, by playing ceramics next round. But I have to, yeah. Tet is able to build ceramics. Def probably won't go for ceramics with his Bellfounder, or pottery with his Bellfounder. The village school could technically build. Feed 6. Um. Okay, so I definitely want to play Nutrition Expert and get vegetables. I think the way that I'm getting vegetables is by playing Start Player Weekly Market. I think Nutrition Expert is my move because I only have one food and I really want to play it this round. Worst case Ontario, I could just take one vegetable. But yeah, much better to play Weekly Market. Weekly Market and Plow, maybe. I don't care about stone. I'm pretty sure I'm just trying to use profit to get Plow So. Or to get Reno Fence to Reno to Clay. Yeah, the free pottery would be nice. The free pottery would be nice points. But I also want to play Artist Garden. GVO. I guess sheep is the less valuable. Well, they're both at an odd number. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which I do. Which I convert. GVH to expert. Def builds the pottery. Okay. He says he wants the BMW. Okay. I think this might be a first move start player. This might be a first move start player Artist Garden or first move start player Green Pepper Patch. Just thinking that playing the round 12 action space and then playing Caregiver after is looking pretty appealing. There is not really that much competition for So Bake, I don't think. Yeah, the only other move I would seriously consider is first move So Bake. This is really annoying, start player into start player, but I think it's the line for me. How does TetStyle feed without So Bake? Good question. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I mean, if I don't get So Bake, then I get Plow So I'm not too worried about that. Oh, TetStyle feeds by taking 5 sheep and then Building a fireplace. Okay. Yeah, that's a way to feed. So if it's plow sow, all my fields will be empty because I artist the vegetable. And if it's family growth is my preference. But if it's plow sow, I mean, I'm happy with the plow sow space. So 3 stone coming back would be good. I'd be happy to build the well. Um, yep. I assume I can artist the cherry blossom if I want to. Harvest 1 field. Can I artist cherry orchard? Do we have a ruling on that? You may harvest goods which are sown onto occupations or improvements. There we go. Disking cooking hearth instead seems wrong because keeping a clay to hoard the clay seems better for TetStyle, so that you don't have to take clay again. But that's just my 2 cents. Feed 6, harvest everything, artist that. And then I'll do a boar, a grain, and a vegetable. No, it should be a sheep, actually. Yeah, it should be a sheep. Because this way I can take one cattle and hold it in my house and not have to throw away any animals. All right. Show me a good action here, please. I want family growth, but Plauso is okay. And then I play. So if I hit family growth, I play family growth well caregiver. I think what I think either way I play whatever it is, then build the well, then play caregiver. Yeah, Mockingjay can't build the well, but Def can kind of sneakily. But I guess not from 0 stone. Yeah, Def can't from 0 stone. 4 at 5? No, because the harvest, I can only have 3 sheep and 4 boar at most in the harvest, and then I pay for the nutrition expert at the start at 12. And I paid a sheep, So yeah, I have too many boar. So actually, I should have kept a stone behind. So paying for the third boar was incorrect because I have twice not been able to breed as much as I could have otherwise. No, not twice, only once. Yeah, but still, it happened once. I could have an extra stone. So yeah, Def can build the well. So I have to keep that in mind that I need to build the well with my second move. And I definitely need a sow action this round. Yeah, you know what? So the sow might be more important than getting the well. Oh, apparently I have a reminder.
There's a reminder for William.
I wonder what that reminder could be. Yeah, I already did that. Ah, family growth, nice. Mock Mockingjay can with Dormer. Dormer is discount on Reed. You're thinking of the one that gives a discount on all majors, resource discount. You're thinking of Pumpkin Patch or whatever. Yeah, I check. I did. I just did that check. I had the same thought, Mike. I just did that check. Def is building the well here. Too bad. That's too bad. I would have liked to have gotten the well. Well, if I wheel so bake, since the well's gone, if I wheel so bake, I'll play start player, or sorry, I'll play so bake to make sure that I get crops in the ground and get to activate my artist. No, Def's changing his mind. He says not this now. He gonna sow instead, or maybe not. Maybe he's just changing his mind on carrots. Yeah, playing artichoke field instead of carrots. So he's playing artichoke field, winter garden, and the well. Too bad. I would have loved to have gotten the well here. Now I kind of try to get to stone, which with profit should be doable. Should be very doable with profit. Take 4 clay and 2 reed, and then I can reno pottery and then profit. I think I will so big here. Um, what am I actually gonna artist? Because I do need to keep grain vegetable in my supply. So do I artist a grain then? Seems like I artist a grain. And keep a vegetable behind. Unless I want to take one of them. Def's gonna build and grow. The Homekeeper grows this round. So Def might build, but TetStyle will grow into Homekeeper. So the plan is to artist Cherry Blossom. Probably, because Cherry Blossom, then artisting in 14 actually gets me a vegetable. Gets me a point. So I paid a wood. I gave a wood away that I can't use in 13 that I get back in 14 that might get me a vegetable at the end of the game. Yeah, it's probably worth it. I probably am not fencing in 13 anyways. So I'm playing Caregiver here, and then I take 4 clay or 2 reed. Although playing Caregiver is looking worse if I'm going to keep start player for no effort. Thing is, Def is probably going to start player at some point, right? We can't nutrition. When can I not nutrition? In 13, I'm going to artist a wood. I'm going to artist a grain. Sorry, I'm talking about artisting in 14. I'll artist wood in 14. That's what I'm saying. Because artisting in 14 doesn't do anything if I'm collecting grain or vegetables unless I want to eat one of them raw. Right? Because I don't actually use vegetables on my field and crops on my field are just as good as crops in my supply unless I'm eating them for food at 1-to-1. I was talking about 14. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I artist a vegetable. I artist a grain here and then vegetable in the future. You're skipped because you keep entering and keep exiting and re-entering. Play, please. Play your move. Play your move. Who's a caregiver? What should my token be, chat? Who's a caregiver? Wet nurse? The wet nurse is definitely a caregiver. Yes. Yes. Wet nurse is definitely a caregiver. That's funny. Oh, the clay's gone. Okay, that means I can't reno pottery. If I can't reno pottery, is it still worth it? I think I still take the 2 reed here. I think I still take the 2 reed. Then I artist a grain, turn a grain, a vegetable, and a boar into expert. And I retain start player all through that round, which is wild. That is so wild. And I actually don't get to take the move here. How much more wood do I need? I collect 1, so I need 2 more wood total. 3 if I play green pepper patch. So first move plow here, or first move take the clay so that I can wheel Reno action. I think I take the clay so I can wheel a Reno action. And I should have a guest token here. That is wild to me that I retained start player through round 12. Caregiver looking quite a bit worse now when I could have taken. You know what? Plowso is not that good for me. It would have just been family growth. And you know what? Def built a room and didn't grow, so Def can't use family growth. So giving Def family growth doesn't feel quite as bad as it could have. Is this too good for Def? I don't know if this is too good for Def. Like he's yeah, like he wanted to sow. Yes, he gets an extra field here, but I don't know. I don't feel this is too good for Def. You know what? If Mockingjay can Reno, but Mockingjay can't Reno pottery right now. So I can major minor ceramics next move, and then I get Reno pottery back, assuming that Mockingjay doesn't Reno second move, which he might. That's not a safe assumption. But I mean, yeah, we'll see. Ooh, will Mockingjay do anything other than family growth here? Mockingjay will family growth here. So I could play major minor ceramics here. Could plow. Probably should just plow. Yeah. Plow so that first move so bake next round is a good move. Reno Q not looking good for Mockingjay. We'll see. I'm pretty happy with my profit right now. I'm quite happy with my profit at the moment. I mean, profit works well with caregivers, so makes sense. So this looks like Reno here for Mockingjay. Reno Clockwork Man. So Mockingjay needs 3 more stone to be able to Reno in the last round, so I should get a Reno action in the last round. So I can play major minor ceramics at some point. So breeding my sheep doesn't matter because I'm either breeding boar twice or breeding sheep twice. So I think I go ahead and take a cattle here. Cattle, 3 wood, ceramics. I think I'm okay to take the cattle here. Because then I turn sheep in for nutrition expert, boar breed twice. And then I take 3 wood with my next move. Staff family growth carrots. Yeah, so I get 3 wood and then could play profit. I could 3 wood profit instead of playing ceramics. I mean, Def's not going to want to have the first action Reno, and nobody can build the pottery right now. So being able to first move Reno pottery is appealing. And then that forces Def to second action Reno fence, which means Def can't take a wood action before fencing, which is probably good, right? Probably good to be in that situation. And I don't really care about my round 14 actions. round 14 is going to be I did say I want to first move so bake, I guess. I do want to first move so bake. But def is always Reno fencing, right? My fear is Mockingjay taking a 3-stone action. That's my fear. Mockingjay taking a 3-stone action. But I mean, he's not going to do that over Plow Sow or Plow, right? He's going to Scrapyard Plow probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he doesn't have any more miners to Scrapyard. No, that one might be a village school. He might have one more miner to Scrapyard. The alternative to playing ceramics here is taking 2 clay. This seems better. Profit now. I could profit now, but I don't want to show it in case anybody's forgotten about it. And then I feed 7. No, feed 8. Nutrition with sheep, artist, V. There we go. It gets me both Renos and breeding. The breeding's not worth any points, is the problem, Mike. Because I have to convert an animal here. So the breeding's not worth any points unless I bred sheep and converted a boar with the Ion taking a 1 boar action. But that seems worse than getting a 4 clay 2-point action. I guess it's not. I guess it's only 1 point. Yeah, I want so bake, right? Yes, I want so bake. I kind of don't like letting Def get Reno Fence, but no, he pretty much has to Reno Fence here, yeah. And you know what? With Bamboo, he fences reasonably. I missed Bamboo, I think. Yeah, this is not a great so bake. But I don't have that many 2-point moves this round. So get as many of them as I can. Ooh, Def took wood. Ooh. Yeah, he remembers profit. He remembers profit. I guess a question I can ask myself is denying Def fencing worth denying Def's fence worth giving up on the 2-point pottery, right? And to answer that, I have to look at the final scores. So the problem is my score is way behind. Do I still have enough to beat Mockingjay without those points? That's the question. So I'm at +8, so I'm at 31. Give me 2 Renos puts me at 2 Renos puts me at 37. Another vegetable puts me at 38. Another boar puts me at 39. So I'm sitting at 39 right now. Is 39 enough to beat Mockingjay? Pretty sure the answer is yes. Def's my biggest competition by far anyways, so. And I might get major minor back either way, so. Or start player. Oh, it's first two moves. Oh, right. Thank you. Not legal. I can't go there. Yeah. Yeah, I can't go there. Yes. Right. I forgot about that. Yes. That's why that move is so safe for Def. Yeah. So then I'll build the pottery. Yeah. So okay, yeah. I forgot that about the caregiver downside. Boar is not a point. Vegetable is a point, but it's blocked. Grain is a point. Grain is not a point. Four clay is a point. Do I have any other points? Four clay and that's it. Four clay, one clay occupation. Systems theorist. So he's getting some bonus points there. Yeah. So it looks like Def probably has me beat. Unfortunately, late family growth and then Def getting to grow third was probably too bad of a sequence for me. If Mockingjay grows in front of Def, then it's closer, obviously, between us. But yeah, Def just has way too many points. Def's in the 50s. I mean, I'm gonna be in the 50s as well. But am I in the 50s enough? And I don't know that I'm in the 50s enough. Did TetStyle just take one clay? Yeah, TetStyle taking one clay. Brutal. That sucks. That really sucks for me. That's annoying. Yeah, I was just counting loosely. I wasn't doing a really serious count. I was just counting loosely. I think I have no points here at the end of the game. I'm one wood short of building a stable. Artist wood to get a V. Feed 8. Breed. So final farm plus 8. 49. And def's like mid 50s. 51. Man, I'm only 1 point off of def if I get a point, if I have a point with my final move. Oh man, that sucks. So if Mockingjay grows, or if family growth, and well, probably and or if family growth doesn't come so late, then I can win this. But family growth in 7 plus Mockingjay letting def grow means it's game for def. Because so TetStyle built the fireplace, which was correct because that left TetStyle 1 clay behind for Hoarder. But instead, Tet said, no, I'll discard to build the cooking hearth, which was wrong because I'm pretty sure Tet never ate a cattle or a boar. Tet could have only eat, like, if you end the game with 6 sheep, you could have ended the game with a fireplace instead. Right? Because you could have just eaten all those sheep and had some extra cattle and boar. So I'm 1 point off. Considering late family growth, that's not bad. If family growth is 5 or 6, I get an extra proc or 2 of nutrition expert in probably, right? And I'm literally, or if it's a bit earlier, maybe I get an extra wood action and then I can build 2 stables at the end of the game, something like that, right? I mean, to be fair, I did need family growth in 12. Family growth in 12 was very important. That caregiver might have threw it. Do you think Tef doesn't start? Do you think other players don't start player if I don't play caregiver though, Mike? And like not getting to stone is I wouldn't have been able to get to stone otherwise, right? Because I can't get to stone without the caregiver actions. The guest moves didn't do much. So the guest moves, okay, so the guest moves were 2 read, and then what was my round 13 guest move? What was my weakest move in 13? That's the question really. Is the weakest move in 13? My weakest move in 13 was probably the 3 wood action. Or it was playing ceramics. So if instead of playing ceramic, I still take 4 clay. So it was a 1 point move. So my caregiver was an action that got itself the move back, and then it was 2 1 point moves. So, but then it wasn't a 1 point move in 14 because of TetStyle. It should have been a 1 point move. Yeah. So it was give myself the move back plus get a point, but at the cost of not being able to block Plow Sow and Day Labor, which yeah, you're right. Now to be fair, well, was Dev's Plow Sow at the end really good? It might have been good enough. Yeah. I mean, he still gets Reno improvement and Reno fence. Or he still gets Reno improvement and fence because like no fence was actually open at the end of the game. Yeah. It gets him more wood before Reno fencing. It did let him get more wood before fencing, yes. Um I think though he could have well I guess he could have taken wood. He could have taken, like, okay, I guess I'm just thinking that if I don't play Caregiver, I can't get to stone, and if I don't get to stone, I'm not threatening double Reno anyways. I guess all the scores are just a lot lower in that line, right? My score is at least 2 points lower. Def's score is 3 or more points lower. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I think caregiver is great after picking up. I think like the way that it worked for me, Family Growth 12 into caregiver. I think that's a great. I think that's a great use of caregiver because so okay, this is an unusual game in terms of nobody taking start player round 12. That was very unusual, right? And then it lets Def pick up. It lets Def pick up. To It lets Def pick up Plow Sow in 13. The thing is, so we got 2 Plow Sow actions. I'm questioning how important those Plow Sow actions actually were. Now, a Plow Sow action for me, if I do a Plow Sow, okay, here's a way to look at it. If I take Plow Sow in 13, I score an extra, like, I make up the points immediately from Caregiver. Yeah, so if I can predict that, yeah. So if I can predict that family growth is going to come, that nobody's going to take start player in 12, I immediately make up the points by getting Plow Sow instead of Sow Bake in 13. And then Def has 1 fewer point just because he doesn't get that extra plow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now I think my assumption is that I'm never retaining start player in 12, and it's possible that if I don't play caregiver that somebody does take start player. That the reason nobody took start player is because I can't use one of those moves. Yeah, that's a good point though. If I can see that I'm going to retain if I can see that I'm going to retain start player, then playing caregiver ends up being bad. Yeah. Yeah. Usually, Def likes taking start player. Although I guess he normally likes taking start player in 13 more. But I think it's pretty uncommon for start player to go untaken in 12. But maybe nobody else really needed those moves. So I should have been able to see that coming. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to take a short break and we'll hop into the next one. Yeah, so the thing is, the best case scenario is probably that caregiver gets me two 1 point moves, and the point we're getting to is that I could have made up that 2 points directly by plow sowing instead of sow baking. Yeah. Yeah, and if it's not late family growth, I win that game because I get more nutrition procs for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to take a short break and we'll move on to the next game. Hope you've enjoyed this little video.